going to be my second video on the Kaiyi X3 Pro EV, and this one's just going to be focusing on the infotainment screen and the driver's display. It's a 10.25-inch infotainment screen, and this is a 7-inch driver's display. Your left-hand side of the driver's display, you have your infographic of how much battery you have. It's like a gauge. And then on the left hand side you have your speedometer from 0 all the way up to 120. Your car goes up to 150. You have a clock at the top, and then you have your safety assistant alert warnings here, your traction control, your speed, and then you have your trip meter here. All these settings can be changed via the controls on the left. And then your DTE, drive to empty, 344 kilometers at 85, which means it's going to give about 400 kilometers. And then your average consumption, how many kilowatt hours in 100 kilometers the car is consuming. Your drive mode is here. You can reverse. Speaking of reversing, the moment you put it into that, you have a very high definition guided line sort of view here, and you have a lot of different camera options: a 2D, a 3D version, a front wide, a rear wide, front and rear left side, and rear right and left. All right, let's go back. And now back to the driver's display, P for park. On the right hand side though is a estimation of how much power you're using. This tack will dip below to a 50 and 100 kilowatt. It's saying it can recuperate up to 100 kilowatts in regenerative braking. I haven't seen that happen, but hey, if you're at speed and hitting a downhill at just the perfect momentum, maybe this will happen. And at the top it looks like, though the motor capacity is up to 120, it looks like your power can go from 0 to up to 150. Your temperature is up here, and then your kilowatt, your power, again, your amount of energy being consumed is again on the right via another dial. Your odometer is on the bottom right, and then your regenerative braking levels are here. You don't have any buttons for adjusting the regen levels, but it can be done via the infotainment system. And that's all. Your controls for this driver's display happen here. That's mainly most of the infographics on the default, but you do have the option of this toggle here to go between this page. The next page is your average consumption, not just for like this one, but on the whole. And then you have your battery pack voltage, 390 volts, and battery pack current, 4 amperes. And then your trip meter can be here. You can long press it. Looks like this trip meter hasn't been reset since it's been on the road, so a long press of the button will reset it back to 0. And finally, the last one is your TPMS, basically your tire pressure monitoring system, where I'm sure you can change the unit, but it's a reading of the pressure and the temperature in each wheel. And that pretty much concludes the driver's display. We are now moving on to the center console, and this is your home screen layout. You just have the basic bare minimum. What I love is that in complements to all these controls here, swipe down, swipe ups, and everything, you actually have dedicated buttons here, like for your 360 camera, for your driving mode, just to turn off the screen, by the way. I love that. And then these HVAC controls are tactile, and up means increase fan speed or increase the temperature, and then down means decrease the temperature and decrease the fan speed. You don't have to go digging around in the menu. Alright, and so you do have a dedicated radio button here. I did not see any antenna on this car, so I'm quite interested where the antenna is hidden, you have a music button in case you have your Bluetooth connected. USB music too, by the way, if that's you want to plug in a pen drive down here. Then you have a phone, again if you have your Bluetooth device connected, this would work. And then you do have a bit of screen mirroring app. It's called the Carbit Link app, and you can mirror the screen of your cell phone. So I downloaded the app for you guys, and this is basically the screen that can come up on your infotainment. You can wirelessly scan it, by the way, connect to car and then wireless, and then you should be able to scan the QR code and it should happen. Join, yes. However, I do want to point out that when this happens, you do have a screen mirroring and it will display your Spotify, it will display your navigation, but this in itself is not touch responsive. Here you go. Spotify, your Google Maps, Apple Music, whatever you're using, your phone, and that is pretty much it. So you can go back home. Again, this won't work touchscreen wise. You will have to change the navigation, your music controls from here, but you can display things up there. Also a pretty cool, oh, there's my dog, wireless charger down here. And again, in tandem to these controls, it's all here too. So your radio, music stuff, your settings in case you want to play images, videos. You also have a user manual on the car. Most of them don't load, but I love that this one loaded, because most of them says please download the user manual. This one actually has it. Yay to that. Alright, back to the home screen. There's two screens, one to swipe. You can swipe down, by the way, for some quick controls. Bluetooth, mute. Mute, by the way, can also happen if you press the volume rocker on the steering wheel. It can be mute if you press this, but you can also do it via the quick settings. Also a brightness dial. It's a very glossy sort of screen, so if you do have oily fingers like me, it does sometimes not understand your touch points. Then moving on, again, another button on the screen for your 360, but also down here. It's a lot of the same things on both the screen, but also down here. And your fan speeds, again, AC controls here, but you can also change it via these here. Again, love it. And then I think what we're most interested in are these settings. So my car, your around view monitor looks like you have a lane departure warning here, at what speeds, and you can pick a speed threshold to like actually quit all of these safety controls. Pretty cool. Car door auto unlock after turning off the vehicle, auto unlock when it moves or when you walk away, a welcome light. Then you have side mirror auto foldings when you like lock the car, emergency brake warning light when you slam on the brake, the hazard lights come on, locking alarm, a light and a horn. You can also just keep a light, like in case you're in a parking lot full of cars and you want to see the car, a low speed alarm in case you are going quite slow. In a faster mobile forgotten tip, in case you leave your phone on the wireless charger, it gives you a beep. Cluster settings. Backlight can be changed on the driver's display here. Overspeed alarm. I'm gonna see how low you can take that. Oh, you can go all the way to 130, but also down to like 60. I'm just gonna leave it at 60 for now. Fatigue driving. So after 4 or 3 hours of non-stop driving, it's gonna give some sort of a reminder. Your date and time. Your language, English or probably something else. Chinese. And then your energy recovery, which is basically your regenerative. Even in the highest, I'm liking the fact that it's not too intrusive, middle and low. And the thing is, this is immediately reflected down here, regeneration level low. And then it can, I'm just going to leave it in regen level high because it's not too intrusive. And then that's your My Car settings. Then you have your connection, your Bluetooth, your Wi-Fi hotspot. And then your display, this display, screen brightness. Your wallpaper can be changed to a whole different sort of pre-built wallpapers. Your theme can go between a darker black theme and a blue theme. Let's see how long it takes to load. I'm switching to a blue theme, and hey, that was pretty quick. Alright, so that was display. Driving playback videos, I'll keep that on. You have your sound adjustments now. So your volume adjustments, your audio, your phone, your navigation, your alerts, your environmental sound. I'm gonna turn it on for all passengers. I'm not sure what environmental sound means actually. And then your ketone, these pluck sounds you've been hearing. Yeah, I'm gonna turn that off. I'm not a fan of this in any car. And then your voice commands, your voice wake up, continuous dialogue time, how long it'll like actively listen, sound source localization, like which part of the car you're talking from, privacy policy authorizations. And that is pretty much it, the settings on your car. Overall though, this car has like a pretty good blend of screen controls and tactile buttons, and for me that makes all the difference, and a very good amount of information on the driver's display. Anyway, if you have any questions or comments, just write them down below, and I'll see you on the next video.